Thank you, thank you. So, it's interesting. There's so many different directions I could go after Carol's wonderful poem. Just absolutely amazing. But I think what I want to do is, instead of continuing along those lines, I want to share a little bit about some time that I had working with some amazing kids who lived in a war zone. I was fortunate enough to work with kids in Cabrini Green and in the Juneway jungle. Several years of my life was working with kids, it was my job to create safe spaces for them to tell their stories in, for them to be able to speak their truths without somebody saying, oh, you can't say that out loud. And then, collectively, we created theater pieces and dance pieces and poetry and music, and then set up a theater and invited their parents, their teachers, the people in their neighborhoods in, and trapped those adults for 45 minutes and gave the kids an opportunity to speak their truths in a theatrical manner for a whole 45 minutes without anybody telling them to shut up. And my days during that time, I would take the kids home. I had a van, and they'd be like sardines in my van, taking them to the different buildings in Cabrini. And even though I dropped them off and watched them walk into their houses, I still didn't know if I would ever see them alive again. So one of the sessions was over Halloween. And we were all sharing our stories about Halloween, and I was sharing my stories about going trick-or-treating, door to door, getting bags of candy, and the kids were astonished because they didn't have the experience of door to door in their life. They still had apple bobbing and, bags of candy, but they got them at places that they went to, churches and schools. Their parents wouldn't let them go door to door. They lived in a community where it was not safe for them to go door to door. And they always thought that the whole trick-or-treat thing was something that somebody made up on television. And so I wrote this song for them. And as we were sharing memories and things, one other thing that occurred to me was I remembered my great-grandmother telling me about how they used to celebrate Halloween. And Grandma would tell us that they would, all year long, they would keep notes on the people that were mean to them. And then on Halloween Eve, they would go out with screwdrivers and take off their garden gates and burn them in a big bonfire. So I thought I probably shouldn't tell the kids in Cabrini about that one. Well, there were witches and hobos and demons and kings, black cats, monsters, dancers and things. We'd laugh, scream, jump, smile. On Halloween night, you could hear us for miles. Candy, candy, candy. C-A-N-D-Y, 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 candy, candy. Now that's going to come around several more times. I would love it if you would sing it with me. Simple, simple, candy, candy, spell it, spell it, spell it, candy, candy. Candy, candy. Candy, and spell it, C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y. it a little more realistic is when you're spelling it, if you can look like a doe caught in the headlights. C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y. Candy, candy. Well, there was rain on the pavement and frost in the air. We had cold, soggy feet, snow in our hair, wet, freezing. We didn't care because there was one more house way over there that had candy. 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 C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y. Candy. Candy. Well, I don't want no apples. I don't want no cheese, no pennies, no coupons, and no tricks, please. But if the candy you're giving out is really nice, we're gonna find a way to double back hit your house twice for candy, candy, candy. C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y. Candy, candy. Well, now that I'm older, I don't trick or treat. I hit the sack pretty early and I watch what I eat. But you know, every now and then life is tough and there are days and nights I can't get enough candy, candy, candy. C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y, C-A-N-D-Y. Candy, candy. Many years ago, I used to do a Halloween show every year. We would dress up as different bands and write songs. We did a punk band one year. We did a fat people band one year and sang songs about eating things, and it was at a place that would get generations of people together, grandmothers, you know, mothers, children. It was just a wonderful concert space in Chicago. And when I got home after one of those Halloween concerts, there was a voice, an elder voice, crackly, on my voicemail machine. Remember those? Singing, candy, candy, candy. S-N-I-C-K-E-R-S, S-N-I-C-K-E-R-S, S-N-I-C-K-E-R-S.